All right, we're back here on the Bako Motorsports Power Hour, brought to you by Budweiser, the Bakersfield, California, and Kern County Raceway Park. And Mike Griffith's over there in the corner. He actually was out there this weekend, causing me headaches because we didn't get a chance to cover the Speedway, but we were out at the Raceway Park, and there was some great racing out there.
Pretty good racing. Late models put on a heck of a show out there, and got to see some sprint cars doing some testing, and I think there's some video, and they are wicked fast.
Okay, but we got Stephen Blakesley here. He's at the end of the table here because he's kind of pushed off because we have all these emerging stars here. In the middle here is Racin Vernon. That's his name, Racin, and it's living up to his name. He's currently 6th in the Citgo Pro Late Model point standings at Kern County Raceway Park. He's 15 years old. He's going to be a junior at North High School. He's been racing for 4 years, and his parents are Kevin and Robin Vernon. And Dylan here, Dylan Baker, is 5th in the Superstock points at Kern County Raceway Park. And Dylan is 16 years old and going to be a junior also at North High School. He's been racing for 4 years, and his parents are Danny and Tanya Baker. And we'll be talking to these two gentlemen here in a minute. But Mr. Blakesley, a lot going on coming up. You guys were off this last weekend, right? No, you're off this weekend.
Yes.
You're off this weekend.
Yeah, we're off with all the Sonoma activities. And so the 28th is our Jim Burke Ford night.
Right.
And then July the 5th, our fireworks night. We just confirmed this morning. The Pro Late Models is going to be a 100-lap race, the Firecracker 100. We are going to pay $5,000 to win.
Nice.
So if there's anybody out there watching this around the West Coast that has a Pro Late, Super Late type car, bring it on. And we're going to do a practice on Friday night, and we're going to have a barbecue for all the teams and make some 4th of July festivities out of it, and then go racing on Saturday.
Now, Racing will be in that race, right?
Maybe he'll be in Grandpa's car. We'll see.
Right.
But more than likely, both these guys will be racing in the Super Stocks that night. So.
All right. So that's get out there on the 28th and get out there on the 5th, and follow you guys on Facebook. And it's important. I had a couple pictures, by the way. I just were sent over of some of the things. That's Racing on the top right there, right?
Yes, it is. And Buddy Shepard below him. So a couple of 2nd and 3rd generation drivers.
Couple of young guns out there racing, and then a couple other things that we had sent to us. That's a late model right there.
Yeah,
right?
Brian Richardson.
Okay. Won the first race.
Okay, and then there's Racing again and more. So
Lance Wilson.
Let's show the highlights that we've got already. You got him, Chris? Here we go.
And you guys are welcome to comment because you guys were in some of these races. But we'll start off with the Bandoleros, Lewis's favorite class. And we had 6 of them. It was a great night, but I'll tell you, it really doesn't matter how many cars we have. So we got to put a bounty up. We need Cowboy Bail Bonds or somebody step up and help us put up a bounty because Tyler Bannister, 5 for 5 now in 2014. And I think his title defense is well on its way. He already has a 30-point cushion on Braden Rogers. Here's your King of the Wing sprint cars. They come
Holy
in.
smokes,
yeah,
man.
They're coming out in November, November 23rd for the Ziggy Snyder Classic. And that'll be the finale for this brand new series. And these two guys, Tim Skoglund and Cody Gerhart out of Fresno, 15.1 was the quick lap around the track, 119 miles an hour average. Here's Racin Vernon starting on the pole for our first of the twins, going side by side with Trevor Schlunt and doing a little slide job out of turn 4 there, bud. And Lance Wilson starting to make his presence felt, and the 15 gets around the 51 to take the lead. But that number 4, Brian Richardson, came into the race with the points lead with 4 main event wins. Great battle with Buddy Shepard, the 14-year-old, down the back straightaway, and they still are side by side. The outside groove is getting really, really strong at this racetrack, and there's Brian edging forward to take the spot, and then he will get around Josh Horn as well. And now he'll go after Lance Wilson for the race lead, and Wilson a little wiggle there out of turn 2, and that's all it took for the veteran Brian Richardson to break through and get the lead. And Wilson ends up spinning out going into turns 3 and 4. And I think for the Taylor Wilson team, there is a little bit of frustration. They've still been locked out of the win column. It's been all Brian Richardson. He gets his 5th win of 2014. All right, SRL S2 Tour. We show the bright yellow 15 of Brandon Weaver, who was in the studio last week.
Right.
He took the bounty to start dead last on the 14-car field. And these are identically prepared cars for the SRL S2 Tour. But it didn't take Brandon very long to move forward. There he is using the apron to get around the female driver, Nastasia Dodd. and he just starts picking them off one by one as Bakersfield's Corey Elliott leading the way. And here comes Brandon Weaver taking over third from Blaine Perkins.
That was a little close there.
Yep, 3 wide. On the high side, no fear for the 13-year-old. And now he's going to go to the inside to get around Quick Pick, the 43, Kenny Smith, the lottery winner, who won the race a few weeks ago. And then just a few laps later, he disposes of the Bakersfield youngster, Corey Elliott. And both these young men are going to be going to Liberty High School in the fall. And Brandon Weaver gets the victory. Spec modified action, open wheel style at Kern County Raceway. We got to get some of you guys in spec mods. What do you think?
That'd be pretty fun. Yeah, it's a little scary though.
Yeah, with the open wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. You know, these cars are really similar to our super stocks, just with the open wheels. And again, we need a bounty. Somebody call us. We'll put a bounty up because Chris Dalton is now 5 for 5 on the year in these cars as well. In that sign factory. That was a fast wrap for the 13.
It was a fast wrap. Look at that.
All right, Legends cars. This is where you learn how to drive. This is arguably our most competitive class. And keep an eye again on the 15, Brandon Weaver. There he is taking over third from the Flying Mangini brothers, Timmy Mangini. And then going up the inside of our points leader, Eric Olson. And he gets the lead, and that was all she wrote. And the 13-year-old going 2 for 2 on the night. And he gets a little bit of a battle here. Actually, this is the final lap of the race. The Flying Mangini brothers, Tony and Timmy, coming from up north. But the 15 of Weaver is just too tough tonight. And great battling here side by side on the quarter-mile track. And Brandon Weaver will roll out of turn number 4 and get the victory. All right, final race of the night, and our friend Cole Adamo, who's been in studio.
Adamo, we're not sure which, but yes, he's been in the studio.
But we are sure that he had a bad night. And you're going to get a view of that here pretty soon as he gets tangled up with Buddy Shepard and into the wall. And his night was over. And while this was all happening, our good friend Trevor Schlunt from Fresno, who made his return to the series, he got tangled up getting on the brakes, hit the inside wall. So both those cars were done for the night. And different Richardson at the top. E-Money Eric Richardson out in the lead. His cousin Brian got up to second place, but that was as far as he could get. And E-Money is going to take the victory. So Richardsons now have won 6 of the 9 main events this year.
Nice. So a big night for you guys out there, and a lot of competitive racing, a lot of familiar names, people we've talked to as well. Griff, you were out there at those. Give us a quick hit on that.
Just pretty good racing, smooth throughout the night. Good to see Eric Richardson get off to Schneid. He basically admitted he'd been a little lazy this year. Maybe wasn't doing as much as he should, and makes a difference. I mean, you've got to give 100%. You've got to work hard during the week to be ready to race on Saturday.
And we do want to mention it was our food drive. We did 1,100 pounds of food, and we want to thank all of our fans for that. What an awesome turnout of donations.
Impressive. We're just going to run through the results real quick here. Eric Christian, of course, winning the Citgo Lubricants Late Model number 2 race. Brandon Weaver winning SRR S2 Tour Series race. And Chris Dalton, the Spec Mod winner. As mentioned, unbeaten there, right? And then the legend, I think I got that one wrong, but Bandolero, Tyler Bannister is the winner there. And the legend was
Brandon Weaver as well.
All right, here's Racin Vernon, and here is Dylan Baker. Gentlemen, tell us a little bit about, let's go to Dylan first. What is it like to drive one of these big cars? You're only 16. What is it like?
Well, I started out in the mini stock on the quarter mile. Then this year I got into the super stock class. It's way different. Going back to the quarter mile seems pretty easy compared to the half mile. So it's pretty fun compared to racing one of the little cars. And
Racing, you're over in the late models. Tell me about what it's like to drive one of those cars.
Late models are real different compared to a street stock because you can't drive them in as much as you can because all of it on the street stock is all stock stuff.
Okay.
And then going from the quarter mile to a half mile is totally different, way faster.
So a faster experience, but you guys are competitive with some grown men, some adult men, I should say. What is it like to race against guys who are in their 20s and sometimes their 30s, right?
You know, it's fun.
Did they ever get mad at you, like oh, I'm not gonna lose to some teenage
No,
kid?
it's all fun racing with the older guys, and just knowing that you can beat someone that has more experience than you,
Right.
and the opportunity. So.
Right. Now, you guys both go to North High School, and I asked you earlier, do you ever walk into the gym and look at Harvick's stuff and say that could be me?
Oh yeah, all the time. People at school thinking, one day maybe your fire suit could be up there.
That's a pretty cool thing to go in there and see his fire suit, right?
It's actually real cool because Kevin Harvick goes to that school, used to go to that school, and then now 2 more race car drivers are there now.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how the season has shaped up so far. First racing for you. Where do you need to be, and how have you done so far?
I've done pretty good. I got in top 6 most of the late model races and a couple races in the mini stocks. I won and had a little motor issue on the first opening night of them.
And then tell us a little bit about your season there.
Well, it's the first year in the street stock, so just getting seat time. Last race, the clutch wouldn't disengage, so we didn't get to start the main event. But we'll try it again the 5th.
Yeah, you guys are racing on the big firecracker night.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll
How
try it again
frustrating
then.
is that when you work all week long and then you get there and a mechanical issue, you can't
really
even race?
sucked because worked all day. Wasn't having the best day to start with, and then not being able to start the main. It's difficult, but it's part of racing, I guess.
It's fun though to be out there and stuff. You guys learn a lot about how the cars work and to maintain them and everything. Or what do you guys learned about taking care of these cars?
My pop helps us each and every week. We'll work on the race car shop. He shows us what to do and all that. It's pretty fun.
And Racing, you've been out there. I mean, your family's tied to that facility. You've been out there a lot, and you probably know a lot about how these things work, right?
I mean, it all depends on what kind of tires you run, like the stagger, and then what kind of springs, and then how the way you drive the car.
Right. So you're learning a lot about this, and you guys are going to take it to the next level, right? What's next for you guys?
Hopefully next year we'll get in a late model, get out of super stock, whatever.
And what about you, Racing?
Hopefully I can run my grandpa's 6 car on one of the pro late model nights. Try that out.
Very good. All right. Well, we got to get out of here because we're up against the break here. But thanks again for joining, Stephen. Thanks for bringing these guys in. We've been looking forward to racing for a while because he engages us. We like this, and looking forward to Dylan as well. All right, that's all the time we got. See you guys next week on the Bako Motorsports Power Hour, brought to you by Budweiser.